Okay, so this video is to help you learn how to create a table so you can plot your data. That's something we want to start doing. So you will go into your Desmos, preferably log in so you can save your material if you need to. You would, if you don't see your name here, that means you'll see a sign in. You have to log in up here. And then if you want to create a table, you're just going to go to this plus and you're going to see that there's a couple of things here and you want to select table. And you can modify the variable here as well as over here and change the colors of the dots in, I think, setup. No, I'm wrong. But yeah, once you go to setup, you can change click on the color if you want to make it something different. And the way it shows up, you can do here, as well as affect the lines someday when you are doing this. And you can have a draggable range of things here. So that we can learn about that later. But once you're here, if you want to pre-fill in your, since right now we're using it with respect to sequences and figures, you can fill in the numbers here, however many you think you're going to want. And then you're ready to go. So with respect to one we just used for the criterion B test, figure one had 3 sticks, and this one had 5 sticks, and then the next one had 7. You did figure 4, and you did figure 5. Now, the other thing I want to remind you is very important. You learn how to make your window of viewing something that views all of your material. You can do that by dragging, which in this case seemed to work pretty well, but oftentimes it doesn't. So I want to remind you that looking at the range of your X values and the range of your Y values, you can go over here and change that. So for instance, I don't have any X values less than 0. So I'm going to make my X window start at 0. And I'm probably not going much past 6, but I'm just going to go ahead and set this at something more than 6, like 8, 9, or 10. And then if I have to modify that later. I also notice I won't usually start at 3 or 1 for my minimums. I'll start at 0 if it doesn't go below 0. So when I go to the Y, I'm over here to the Y-axis. I'm going to start it at 0. And then top it out at something maybe slightly more. I don't know how many more I want to do. I can always change it later, but maybe I'll pick one right above it. And then that allows me to see my data in a window. And if I want to change it from there, it's a little easier to center it. This is really important if you want to export your graph. If you want to put this in a document, which happens sometimes in science, you can export the image. So you go up here to this little arrow, hit export. You can do a lot of things here, change it in terms of sizes. You can also change how the data shows up. So, and download it and then insert it where you need to. So that's a skill that you're going to need to have, and I want to work on that. So hopefully that's helpful.